As the highlight of tonight's Halloween party, I have prepared this. I assume that's pronounced Sacher Torte? I assume it's a type of chocolate cake. I have never seen that word before. I don't know if I've had that type of cake before. Maybe it's a word for something that's like I can get at Walmart. I like chocolate cake. As you can see, it was made specially for the Ushirome family and bears the crest of the one-winged eagle in chocolate. The stupendous cake drew a gasp of admiration from all those presents. What a splendid cake. I need to know what it is. Beatrice, the Golden Witch who has lived for 1,000 years. She has surpassed the limits of humans and, like demons, will sometimes appear in response to summons made by humans and to offer a power in exchange for a price. She has been called here for a ceremony involving the return of a vast amount of gold, which the Ushirome family received from their grandmother. Rokkenjima no longer has any need for the old arguments and tragedies. Sacher Torte. A famous Viennese? I can't pronounce that, but I know. Chocolate cake with a rich history consisting of a dense chocolate sponge cake, a thin layer of apricot jam. I would not think apricot and chocolate would go together, but I'm curious. And a dark chocolate glaze, traditionally served with unsweetened whipped cream. The pictures of it look delicious. Invented in 1832 by Franz Sacher, the original recipe is closely guarded secret, but it's known for its balance of bittersweet chocolate and sweet apricot, and a moist texture that develops as the jam soaks in. Well, I mean, I like chocolate cake, period, but that looks delicious. I think that would be worth trying eventually. Everyone's like, who else would like to eat that chocolate cake? I think it looks good. What a splendid cake. A perfect highlight for the party. Oh no, it's not just the cake. Tonight's cake has a little secret. Master, I ask that you explain that secret to everyone. Very well, this is a bit of a game. One slice of this cake will be used to select the winner. It's got an almond in it! Angie shouted happily. Kinzo looked at her and nodded. In just one slice of this cake, there is a single almond. The one who chooses that piece shall become tonight's king. Woo! It's been a long time since I played the king game. I'm guessing the subject matter was a bit different when you played it. Ha ha ha! So what happens to the person who becomes the king? The king gets to name one wish, then we shall all try to grant it together. Ooh, sounds interesting. Ooh, kings are boys. Girls can't be kings. Why? No one cares. Girls can be kings. Guys can be queens, whatever. No one cares. Doesn't matter. I don't care. If a girl wins, they get to become a princess. The almond. The one with the almond wins. Right? Right? Ah, that's right. You're incredible, Angie. What's your wish? You bad nut milks. The devil's greatest trick was convincing people that nuts could be milk. In times like this, luck can tell you something about a man, and no one will get your reference, Lunar. Can't let myself lose now. Hold up there. Let's get the smallest kids to choose first. Good idea. Angie-chan, you can go first. Hey, you're the big cousin now, Maria. Let Angie-chan go first. Ooh, but what if Angie wins? Ooh. I am gonna win. You'll be a queen or a princess. The almond wins. The almond wins. It seems we old fogies must hope that leftovers are lucky today. If we're going by age, I guess that means Kinzo's last. Waha, but weren't you 1,000 years old? No! Everyone burst out laughing. Her real age was unknown, but she claimed to be 19 years old. In front of Angie lay a large cake split into several pieces. Just one of those pieces was the winner. Well then, Angie-sama, which piece would you like? Whichever you choose, it will be ever so delicious. You know what would be terrible to do? To eat the cake and accidentally eat the almond and chew it up. Like, ah, crap, I can't prove that I had the special cake. No way, I only want the winning one. Well then, you'll have to try and guess right on the first shot. Go ahead, pick one. Battler pushed Angie's small back towards the table with the cake. Which one should I take? The chocolate cake was cut into 15 pieces. I want to pick the one with the almond and become the princess. So only the Ushiromiya family members get the cake. So it's not like Goda or Kanon or Shannon or Genji or any of them could actually get a slice. One of them has an almond. Which could it be? Do I get to pick? I get to choose first, but it sort of feels unfair. I mean, it is, isn't it? My chances of getting the right one are 1 in 15. There's no way I'll get it. And then, when Maria Oni-chan goes after me, she has a 1 in 14 chance of picking the winner, unless you get it yourself, at which point it's a 0 in 14. Or just 0, because at that point it doesn't matter if it's 0 out of 1 or 0 out of a billion. The next person has a 1 in 13 chance, and then a 1 in 12 chance. The last person will win for sure? Oni-chan, this isn't fair. It's harder for the person who goes first. No, it's not. You're overthinking this. I think it's called a gambler's fallacy. Everyone laughed. Apparently there was something wrong with my calculations, but I still didn't like it. Then let us start this contest of luck with Angie-sama. Please feel free to make your selection. Okay. If I have to pick one out of so many, there's no way I'll win. But for some reason tonight, it feels like I might actually win after all. I have no reason for feeling this way, but when I'm in a good mood, Lady Luck always brings me fortune. Have you decided yet? Yeah, I've decided. This one's the winner. I concentrated on my fingertip and pointed at one of the 15 slices. The slice I chose was... Damn it. Well, I hope I picked the right one, but... which one would you guys pick? This one. This one, are you sure? I've made up my mind. I want this one. When he asked me whether I was sure, I felt a little uneasy. Still, at times like this, it's better to stick with your instincts. It was one of the few bits of philosophy that this young girl had learned from a few life experiences. Goda took the chosen slice, put it on a plate with a fork, and handed it to Angie. I go next. Ooh, which should I take? It was Maria's turn next. She was excited, determined to be the winner. I walked away from that group all by myself. I was struck by a temptation to quickly cut the cake open and check for an almond inside. However, I stopped myself. If I check my piece first, my chance of winning is 1 in 15. However, if I wait for some other people to check their slices, then when I see they've lost, my chances will go up, if only slightly. In other words, instead of searching for the almond right away, my chances will go up if I wait for some other people to lose. Just eat some of the cake! Just be careful not to chew the almond. But if someone picks a winner while I'm sitting around here, the chances of my slice being a winner will go to 0. It'll be tough to calculate the right moment. I need to wait just long enough for as many losers to show up as possible. My chances of winning are highest if I can check my piece immediately before someone else wins. Yeah, that's the trick to winning this game. No, it's not. What a strange thought. It feels like I'm missing something. Even though no one else can touch the cake that's sitting in front of me, the almond inside it will appear or disappear depending on whether or not the other people win or lose. I was in such a good mood that I felt dizzy and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with my theory, but I didn't realize that something was strange. There is always just one truth inside a cat box. No matter what happens outside the cat box, it shouldn't be able to shake the truth inside. And yet, I'm being shaken by the events outside the cat box, trying to use those to change the way I observe the cat box's contents. I don't even know what I'm saying. Another me inside me is trying to say that, but it's too hard for me to understand. I feel like I'm drifting. I got so cheery and excited that even though I'm not sleepy, my mind feels hazy. Maybe it's because I drank Dad's adult drink. In the end, even though I chose the first piece, I decided to check it last. After I've seen that everyone else has lost, my chances of winning will be 100%. I tried to find the contradiction in my thinking, but I didn't really get it, so I stopped. It's so much better to have a 100% chance than a 1 in 15, so I decided to bet on that. I couldn't wait to open this precious treasure chest, but I waited for everyone else to choose their pieces and check them. How was it going? Has anyone found a winner? Ooh, mine didn't have one. I lost too. Guess I'll have to give up on being the princess. Even if you lose, the statuette really is beautiful and delicious. It's such a good decoration, it's almost a shame to eat it. How about you? Got the almond? Nope, not me either. Well, how about you, Hideyoshi-san? Mine's a loser too. Looks like I've used up all my luck with my company and my wife. What exactly do you mean by that? It's a compliment. What about you, Dr. Nanjo? I'm checking it now. Games like this can truly be fun every now and then. Indeed. Sometimes a simple test of luck without any strategy or tactics can be quite entertaining. What about you, Beato? Where's the liar who said leftovers would be lucky? Grrr. What about you, Angie? Was there an almond in yours? I'm checking now. Oh, you still haven't touched yours. I had been following my own personal probability theory, but I didn't think I could explain it well to Oni-chan, so I didn't mention it to him. I wonder if there's an almond in here. If I win, I'll be tonight's princess. I'll be happy if I win, but even if I don't, I still be able to really fun night, so that's okay. It got put on hold when this cakes game started, but before then everyone was having a lot of fun trading tricks, quizzes, and riddles. This game is fun too, but I want to play like that again soon. Huh? What's up, Angie? Oh! I lifted up the tiny thing with my fork and stared at it, then showed it to my brother. This is an almond, right? Whoa, Angie got it! That's awesome, you're a princess! At the same time, a stir rose up in the other corner of the room. I got one! I won! Oh, so Ava won. My, congratulations, Ava-sama. That's wrong, I won. Mine has the almond. I held the almond high and shouted across the room. The crowd around Ava split and everyone stared at me surprised. I was surprised too. The thing in her hands was without a doubt an almond. What the heck? What's going on here? Goda? There seem to be 2 almonds. So are they both winners? But that shouldn't have... Does it mean that one of the 2 winners made a mistake? Angie-sama's is clearly an almond. How about your end, Canon? Kun, Ava-sama's is clearly an almond. It just means they're both winners. Then it seems that they both win. Master. What an odd occurrence. What's all this, Goda? Well, it seems we've had a little mistake. Perhaps they should do rock, paper. Come now. Don't be stingy. I forget what it's called, but I know there's an almond cake that's an Italian dessert. I've had it a few times before. I think it's pretty good. It just means that 2 almonds have appeared to signify the queen and the princess. Precisely. Let's have them both be winners. Well, but... Goda was hesitant. Actually, he had prepared a single special dessert for the king. It had been decorated in a way that made it hard to split for 2 people, so it wasn't convenient for there to be 2 kings. If only the 2 people that are both queens, I don't know, aren't jerks and actually care about each other. It's fine, you can split things between two people, provided the two people aren't assholes and they love each other. When Ava heard Goda mumbling about something to this effect, she shrugged and laughed. In that case, let's have Angie-chan be the princess. The princess? I'm the princess. Princess! Aunt Ava! I'll be your attendant. That works, right? Of course it worked. Angie had been worried that Ava would be declared the winner since she had spoken up first, so she hadn't even dreamed that Ava would give it up to her. But are you sure? You won too. It's okay, I get to be your attendant. Come, princess. What wish do you want granted? Let's hear it. I've already chosen my wish. Oh? And what is it? Won't you tell your aunt? I want this fun time. I want this fun time to keep on going, forever. The young me spoke for the desire in my heart. But what were you doing before this was fun? So I'd like to keep... What we were doing before this was fun, so I'd like to keep doing it. I get the feeling that the nuance has changed. Still, that was unmistakably my wish. What we were doing before this? Oh, you mean those tricks and quizzes? Yeah. Then let's do this. Listen up, everyone. This is an order from your princess. Remember how much fun we were having earlier? Let's all entertain Angie-chan with tricks and quizzes. Hold up there. I've already used up all my magic tricks. Then let's do quizzes and riddles. So, we just need to entertain Angie-chan with quizzes. We can all present quizzes for our princess to enjoy. I see. Understood. Wahaha, yes, how intriguing. Then, Angie, let us do it this way. Everyone will give you a quiz or a riddle, and you can try to solve them. Each time you succeed, I will give you a medal. A medal? He probably means some sort of commemorative medallion. If you get a lot of puzzles right, you'll get a lot of medals. Oh, just gathering medals is a tad boring, don't you think? Yes, depending on the number of medals you collect, I shall give you a fantastic prize. Well, do you suddenly feel fired up? It sounds amazing, so there's even a prize. I have heard about this. Apparently there's 18 questions. If you get at least 17 of the 18 correct, you get the best prize, which is a Battler plushie. Why Kinzo has a Battler plushie, I don't know. But other prizes include a can of mackerel, which it's not a prize. It's not a prize. Giggle. Isn't that great, Angie? Yeah, everyone gathered around me, smiling as I thought about what sort of puzzle they'd give. They're all thinking about me so that they can play with me. Just the feel of having that all to myself almost made me explode with joy at becoming the princess. I became the Halloween party princess, and the tournament of quizzes and riddles just for me began. It looks like I get a medal for each puzzle I get right. If I get a lot, I'm supposed to get a wonderful prize from Grandfather. Okay, here I go. Who should I start with? I don't think it matters. Start with whomever you like. I'd better think up a killer puzzle while I have the chance. Maria, didn't you have a quick quiz book in your bag? Ooh, I do. Key, I'm going to give Angie a nasty one. Are you Gollum? Maria Oni-chan laughed with an evil smile. Looks like everyone's going to try and bully me. I'm sure they'll think of some really hard questions. Don't worry, I'll lend a hand. Really? Of course! After all, I'm the princess's attendant. So, let's give it our all together and get a huge pile of medals. Okay. Come now, Angie-sama. Start wherever you want. I, Gota, am ready to challenge you whenever you please. Whoa, not so fast. The honor of the first audience of the princess belongs to me. Angie, begin with my challenge. Oh, okay. I suddenly got tense and my stomach began to feel tight. Then Aunt Ava gently held my hand. It'll be okay. Let's do this together. Oh, okay. Then let us begin, Angie. This is a story about December 25th, Christmas Day. Christmas? Even though it was October, he suddenly started talking about Christmas. Is he going to ask what day Christmas is? I know that. It's December 25th. On Christmas Day, a woman looked up at the night sky and spoke. Eventually the night will end and morning will come. Wouldn't it be wonderful after the sun sinks and it becomes night once more? It could be Christmas again. And then the man spoke. Okay, I'll make your dream come true for you. Is such a thing possible? The day after Christmas is the 26th, a normal day. That's impossible. Still, Christmas even after the sun rises. Oh, I've got it. Huh? How? How can the day after Christmas be Christmas again? Waha. Think about it for yourself, Angie. What? Okay, just the screen is a bit bright, and it's like, whoa. Oh, I see. It is possible. Yeah, that's right. After all, there are 2 nights in every day. Right? December 25th starts at midnight. Midnight is during the night, so that's the first night. Then morning comes, and when night falls again, it's still the same day until midnight. Exactly, and both of those nights are nights on Christmas Day. Hee. Am I awesome? Am I awesome? With a delighted smile, Aunt Ava patted my head vigorously. Well done, Angie. I tried to make it a hard question, but you solved it like it was nothing. Congratulations, Angie-sama. Here is a medal for getting the first question right. Genji-san held out a gold-colored medal. Grandfather smiled at me, urging me to take it. Thank you. Keep up the pace. Well now, that is all for my puzzle. Head over there and ask whomever you choose for a quiz. It was a heavy gold-colored medal. If I get a lot of these right, my pocket might burst. I'm going to get so many that I can brag about it to everyone. After bowing to Grandfather, I hurried off with Aunt Ava to where everyone else was gathered. You got 1 medal! Yay! Kinzo watched Angie go with a warm gaze. Did I make it a bit too easy? No, I think it was just right. Genji, have I managed to act the part of a good grandpa? Of course. Angie is young, and she frequently grows sick and is unable to come to Rokkenjima. She probably won't remember me well. Young children have their own kind of cruelty. They think of kindness as something they'll naturally receive, and because they think of kindness as only natural, they forget about it quickly. It is no different from gratitude to one's parents. It will probably take Angie-sama many years before she understands. Do you think she will eventually remember that I was a fun grandpa? Yes, I am certain of it. Kinzo's expression grew slightly darker. Eventually, even Angie will get older, and she will probably hear how the public at large regards Ushiromiya Kinzo. The Ushiromiya Kinzo known by the public is completely different from the Kinzo who plays with his grandchildren. When she learns, will Angie remember the face of Kinzo the tyrant, known of by the world, or that gently smiling face? I would hope for her to remember my smile if possible, but such a thing is probably too much to ask for. There's no way around it. That's what children are. Oh, it's you. Children just eat up kindness, and it never remains in their memories. By the time 12 years have passed, she will surely learn what a bizarre, eccentric Ushiromiya Kinzo was. Your smile is fated to be painted over by that and forgotten. Most probably. No matter how much I spoil her, my love will not be rewarded. However, just as it takes a long time to remember what you owe your parents, Angie will surely remember someday. She will remember the smiles you showed her. Humph. Let her forget. One smile from her is the greatest parting gift I could ever take with me when my time comes. This is the essence of unrewarded love. I guess grandfathers are always unrewarded. Oh, but I have been rewarded with Angie's smile just now to look back upon. Ba, ba. I could happily pass on in my sleep tonight. Wah. With a lonely laugh, Kinzo spun around, setting his cape fluttering. This was all the love he could offer Angie as a grandfather. Part of him wanted to be remembered, but he knew he mustn't wish for that. That was how unrewarded love worked. After looking at Kinzo's back, Beato stared at Angie's back again. Angie, even so, please remember it someday. Remember that smile the Kinzo once showed you. Okay, whose quiz should I take next? I'm going to challenge more and more people, get more and more medals for getting them right, and get a wonderful present to show everyone. Uncle Kraus and Aunt Matsui are over there. They are looking this way and smiling. I'm sure they've thought up some interesting puzzles. There's Uncle Hideyoshi beckoning for me to come over. He's a fun uncle, so I'm sure he's thought up a fun question. Mom and Dad are across from him. They're waving at me, telling me to have lots of fun. Dad probably knows a lot of hard questions. He might be tough. Over there is Aunt Rosa and Maria Oni-chan. It looks like they're reading a quiz book together, searching for a problem. Every now and then, Maria Oni-chan glances over me, saying, hee hee hee. She can be mean sometimes, so I'm sure her puzzle won't be a nice one. Beyond them are Battler Oni-chan, George Oni-chan, and Jessica Oni-chan. Battler Oni-chan is usually nice, but he sometimes says really mean things, and I think he likes seeing me get confused. I get the feeling that he'll give me a really tough problem. Is there anyone who looks like they won't be mean? If I can, I'd like to start with some easy puzzles to warm me up. All the way over there, Genji-san and Dr. Nanjo. I don't think those two will be mean to me. And then there's Shannon and Cannon. Shannon knows about a lot of quizzes and fairy tales. I'm sure she'll give me something unique. Then we have Goda-san and Kumasawa-san who are serving tea. Kumasawa-san might be tough, and I kinda think she'll give me a really confusing problem. It looks like everyone might be pretty tough. And Jen, I've got a good one for you over here. Uncle Hideyoshi is calling for me. What should I do? Should I go? Do you want to try Uncle Hideyoshi? Yeah! The order doesn't matter. After all, I'm going to challenge everyone. I rolled up my sleeves and headed toward Uncle Hideyoshi. Whoa, here you are. Mine's a tricky one, okay? I wonder what sort of question you'll give her. Don't make it too hard, okay? It's okay if it's hard. I'll solve it. Ooh, looking pretty confident there. Okay, here it comes. After clearing his throat, Uncle Hideyoshi started telling his question. Mine's a riddle. Listen closely now. You know the story of Momotaro, right? The boy who floated down a river in a peach? That's right, but you know one day an apple floated down that river. An apple? Yep. And the next day a butternut squash floated down it. I hate butternut squash. So does Satoko. And then, the next day some cabbage floated down it. And the next day a dill pickle did. And then the next day an eggplant floated by. And the day after that a fig did. What a strange tale. Did a greengrocer live upstream or something? Okay, here's the question. What floated down the river the next day? Huh? I've got it. Do you get it, Angie-chan? I don't get it. Then I'll give you a hint. There's a pattern to the things that floated down the river. Can you guess what the pattern is? Wahaha, what a huge hint. I mean, I kind of figured there was a pattern, but... Oh... It's a grapefruit. It's alphabetical order. I know. It's grapefruit. That's right. It wasn't one of the choices, but green beans would have worked too. The names all followed the alphabet. Apple was A, butternut squash was B, cabbage was C. It kept going with D, E, F. So after F comes G. That's why the answer had to be something that started with G. Thanks, Aunt Ava, I got it right thanks to your hint. Giggle. You solved it by yourself, Angie. Thank you, Ava. Incredible. Yep, nice work. Now here's your medal for getting it right. Hideyoshi took out a gold-colored medal and placed it on my palm. It felt heavy in my hand. Yeah, this is what victory feels like. I'd better keep it up. You got one medal. You've got mail. I want to remember that like AOL stuff. I've got another medal for Ava's puzzle, but I can't think of any more. Then maybe I should give Angie-chan a puzzle. Huh? You will? Sure. How about a quiz for the princess from her attendant? I've thought of a fun one, so please have a go at it. Aunt Ava smiled brightly. I want to get as many medals as possible, so of course I want as many chances as I can get. Okay, I'll have a go at it. Giggle, that's the spirit. Okay, here it comes. We've talked about how I love to travel, haven't we? Yeah. You said you like traveling overseas a lot. That's right. So this will be a puzzle about traveling. There was a traveler in a certain place. A traveler. First, the traveler walked 5 kilometers north. Should I write this down on a piece of paper? Don't worry. The puzzle isn't that hard, so listening to it will be enough. The traveler first walked 5 kilometers north. Then he walked 5 kilometers east. Then he walked 5 kilometers south. 5 kilometers north, east, south. So technically 5 kilometers west, you'd end up in your same spot. You mean like a blocky in? That's right. So he'd end up at the spot 5 kilometers to the east of where he started. That's what you'd think, right? But incredibly, this traveler ended up in the exact same spot he started. Is something so mysterious possible? Ah, there's no way. His compass must have gone crazy. Of course it didn't. Heh, do you know Oni-chan? Angie-chan? It wasn't because of his compass. Is this a play on words? No, this is a real quiz. For a hint, why don't you try thinking about a globe? Oh... The North Pole. I got it. It's a really cold place. Yeah, it must be incredibly cold there. Perfect. Angie-chan, you must really be a genius to get something like that at your age. If you start at the South Pole, then after you go north, going east just draws a circle around the South Pole. So anytime you head south again, you just takes you right back to the South Pole. I tried to make it an extra hard puzzle, but Angie-chan was just too good. Congrats. Here's another medal for you. I got a heavy colored medal. Alright, I did it. Aunt Ava and I held up our fists in celebration. Okay, that's all for our puzzles. Go and ask one of the others to give you one. Okay, thank you, Uncle Hideyoshi. Your aunt's really clever. With the two of you together, you'll be getting medals right and left. Yep, that's right. Yeah, let's do our best together, Aunt Ava. I dashed away. Who will I ask next? Next. Uncle Hideyoshi waved goodbye, smiling. You got one medal! I feel sleepy. I think I'm gonna get some Taco Bell and go to bed. Hideyoshi and Ava watched as Angie ran off happily, looking for the next quiz. Even though the kid can wear such a cute smile, I will be the one who takes that away from her. Yep, Beatrice. Ava hung her head. Is like the future Ava being able to look back in the past through this and realize, oh shit. A single tear sparkled in her eye. Her reaction was only natural considering how she felt, but I wasn't able to see past it and accept her feelings. It can't be helped. So are we getting to see you guys from, higher realm people, the people that are able to see the other games, and you're like able to see what happened in the other worlds, and also how you raised her in the world where everyone died, so you're both remembering this from like multiple dimensions. You're as human as anyone else. Humans tend to be more fragile than you'd think. Even so, it was my fault. After all, I already had the experience of bringing up a child, right? So just like how Angie is sometimes like the 18-year-old version of her, sometimes possessing the 6-year-old version of her in this, we're actually getting the versions of Ava and Hideyoshi are able to travel, are also like... So is everyone else also watching this game? So it's like closure for everybody? I should have become her mother, and yet I felt sad. I let sadness overwhelm me. And I didn't do it at all. It can't be helped, I tell you. Don't think you were the only one at fault. You shouldn't blame yourself so much. By now, Ava was unable to hold back her sobs. Large tears dripped down her cheeks as she stared at the ground and shook. What a sin I've committed. My sadness was no greater than hers, and yet I decided that I was suffering the most, so I didn't accept her feelings. I'm a failure of a mother. I wasn't able to become a mother for her. That's wrong. You did your best for her, Ava Nasa. No, she was a bitch. But at least she acknowledges this. Kairi-san? Kairi and Rudolph were standing behind Ava now. I know the lengths you went to keep the truth from Angie. So we're actually seeing you guys from so how many of the other games are you guys aware of? Or are you just aware of everything? Also keep in mind that several of these people are the same person, since Beatrice is technically Tyler Durden. You held out well, Umineko. Guess that daughter of ours really has been a pain and clueless about how much you suffered. After the accident on Rokkenjima, Ava, the only one who left Rokkenjima alive, adopted Angie, the girl who had been absent and survived. While they would eventually develop a sad and mutually painful relationship, it wasn't like that at first. Ava tried to show affection for Angie, her last remaining blood relative. She tried to become Angie's new mother, even as she fought back the sadness she herself felt. However, Angie wasn't able to accept that kindness. She lashed out at Ava, the only one who had returned alive, for stealing her parents away from her. Ava, understanding the wounds that this little 6-year-old girl bore withstood these attacks. She grit her teeth and poured all of her affection onto Angie, affection that went ignored. However, the wounds Ava herself bore were also extremely deep. She was never rewarded for her sad efforts, and the future in front of her grew dark. You tried. To show Angie the same affection you once showed George Coon.